Assalamu alaikum. Hope you all are fine. In this video, we will learn about the oxidation of primary, secondary, and tertiary alcohols. So, firstly, we will see the preparation of esters. The preparation of ester is also known as esterification, in which ethanol, that is alcohol, when it react with the acetic acid or ethanoic acid, it in the presence of concentrated sulfuric acid, and it will give a reversible reaction, and the product is ethyl ethanoate, and byproduct is water. So this is known as esterification because the ester forms and it is a reversible reaction. The other is the oxidation of primary alcohols. So primary alcohols are those alcohols that their carbon that is directly attached to the hydroxyl group is further attached with the alkyl group, with one alkyl group. So when the primary alcohol uh, uh, goes on oxidation reaction, and the addition of oxygen will uh, uh, in the presence of some oxygen, the primary alcohol will react with the oxygen and forms a aldehyde. So then the aldehyde further react with the oxygen and forms of the final product, that is carboxylic acid, and this is the oxidation of primary alcohols. When the primary alcohol oxidized completely, it forms a carboxylic acid. So the other is the oxidation of secondary alcohols. The secondary alcohols are those alcohols in which the carbon that is directly attached to the hydroxyl group is further attached with two alkyl groups, and as you see in the example, the isopropyl alcohol. Isopropyl means the carbon chain that contains three carbon, and in the center carbon, the carbon is attached with the hydroxyl group, and this carbon then further attached to two carbon atoms that are methyl, and it will form the isopropyl alcohol, that is also known as secondary alcohol, and then it will react with the potassium chromate, and in the presence of proton, it will give acetone, a ketone. In this reaction, the carbon that is directly attached with the hydroxyl group, and the carbon also gives the proton H positive ion, and the hydrogen that is attached with the oxygen, and when the hydrogen both hydrogen will leave, the carbon and oxygen forms double bond to complete its valency. So this is the oxidation of secondary alcohol, in which the it react with potassium chromate and hydrogen ion, and the final product is ketone. So the other is the oxidation of tertiary alcohols. Tertiary alcohols are those alcohols in which carbon that is directly attached with the hydroxyl group further attached with the carbon atoms or three alkyl groups. So in this example, we take 2-methyl propane 2-ol, means it attached with the secondary or second carbon in the chain. When the same condition are provided, that is potassium permanganate or potassium chromate, and in the presence of hydrogen positive ion, it will not give any reaction, so there will be no reaction. And when we have same reactant, but we change the conditions of the reactions, that is sulfuric acid and 50 degrees Celsius temperature provided to this reactant and to this compound, so it will form isobutylene and the byproduct, that is water molecule. And the other is oxidative cleavage of diol. Diol means the compound that contains two two hydroxyl groups. And in the below there is an example of vicinal diol. Vicinal means the adjacent carbon that contains hydroxyl group, two hydroxyl groups. So this is the example of diol, means the alcohol that contains two uh, hydroxyl molecule. So the when a vicinal diol will react with the periodic acid, and it will break its bond between carbon and carbon that contains hydroxyl group, and it forms a ketone or aldehyde. And the byproduct, that is iodic acid, and from the periodic acid, the periodic acid will give oxygen, and the hydrogen from the vicinal diol from the hydroxyl group. When these two hydrogen will attach with the oxygen from the periodic acid, it will form the water and the iodic acid as a byproduct. So these are the oxidation of alcohols. This Thank you so much. Take care. Allah Hafiz.